weight of the baby. See, it is something like a hospital carrying children's from 0 to 1 year or something. So this is a children's hospital. They have a history of relationship between height and weight of the baby, particularly in a particular segment, 0 to 1 age of 1. Let us do the regression here. Start regression, fit regression model. Now response is weight, prediction is height. Yeah. So where is the regression equation? Yeah, here is the regression equation, right? So weight equal to this constant plus regression coefficient into height. And now you can see the S value. S value is 0.148, maybe weight in terms of kilogram. And R square is very good, very close to 100. And predicted R square is also good. That means since predicted R square is great, now see here, the height of the baby in centimeter is given. Height of the baby in centimeter is given. It ranges from somewhere around 46 to 70. And now let us do a small prediction. Go to stat, regression, predict. So let me say, if the height of the baby is, let us say 80 centimeter. 80 centimeter. And now what will be the weight of the baby? Let me give, okay. Now what do you understand? When the height of the baby is 80 centimeter, what will be the weight?
9.8.
9.81 kg. So with some history of data, we are able to predict very well. And now see here, the confidence interval differs from prediction interval. Which is wider and which is narrower? Confidence interval is wider or prediction interval is wider?
Prediction interval.
Prediction interval is. Why? Because it relies on individual observation. But your confidence interval will be narrower because it is the average of the thing. So that means your hospital has got an equation, but to validate, you might select sample of babies having 80 centimeter height, and then you will actually measure their weight, and the actual weight will be definitely in the prediction range. If you have multiple samples, the average will be definitely within the confidence interval. This is how regression is helping you. Clear?
Okay.
So you can solve any problem, right? Real life problem or industry problem, because for us it is just a number. If we know how to work with a number, then we can convert every problem into a statistical problem. Right, so I'm going to move on to the next phase. Actually, next phase is improve and control. So afternoon, people will be teaching you. So now I will be taking you to another tool called control chart. So what is this you are seeing in the screen? It's nothing but, what is the graph you are seeing? This is a control chart. This is how control chart will look like. Any control chart will have 3 lines, a center line, and then a line above the center line, a line below the center line. The above line is called upper control limit. The below the line is called, below the center line, you have another line which is called lower control limit. I think all of you know the meaning of control limit, upper control limit and lower control limit. Can somebody tell me what will be the distance of upper control limit from the center?
6 sigma.
3 sigma,
Plus
3 sigma.
3 sigma is the
3
correct.
sigma.
Plus 3 sigma.
3 sigma.
3 sigma above center
3
is
sigma,
upper
3
control
sigma.
limit. Very good. 3 sigma below center is lower control limit. And then we plot the points. We plot the points and we expect the points to be inside the control limit, because we very well know that the chance for a point to lie inside the control limit is 99.73. And the chance for a point to lie outside the control limit is only 0.27. So we always consider, if a point is going beyond control limit, we consider that as a special event. Why do I consider that as a special event? Why do I consider? Okay. Patrice, are you talking to me? Okay. Yeah. So, if the points are inside the control limit, we consider the variation to be normal. Oh, fine. If the points are inside the control limit, then the variations are considered to be normal. If the points are going beyond the control limit, we consider the variation to be abnormal. Why? Because we know when 99% chance is there to lie inside the control limit, why should your point lie outside the control limit? If it lies outside the control limit, we consider something abnormal is going on, and then always points beyond the 3 sigma is considered an abnormal event. We call them the special event, and so we'll take some action. So this control chart was actually introduced in 1920s in Bell's laboratories in US by famous quality guru called Walter Shewhart, right? He is a statistician. So he thought that he can use statistics to predict the manufacturing process. So he introduced this tool. This is one of the important tool in the list of 7 QC tools. The control chart helps us to monitor stability, determine the readiness for improvement, and helps us to demonstrate the improved performance, right? You can use it for whatever purpose you want. For you to understand the control chart, first of all, you must understand the difference between variation, common cost variation and special cost variation. I think so. Let us say generally, Patrice, how much distance is your office from your house?
57 kilometers.
57 kilometers. All right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 50 is answering. Okay, 57 kilometers. How much time it takes for you to reach office?
Near about 2 hours.
Oh, very long.
Yes, sir.
Very, very long. Okay, so let us,
Yes,
for discussion's sake, let us say it is not 57 kilometers. It is, some 15 kilometers or so. So 15 kilometers,
Okay.
yeah, because you will get tired when you go 57 kilometers up and down every day. So I'm going to bring your office close to you, 15 kilometers. So Tripti will reach office on an average in 40 minutes time. How much time? 40 minutes. So I record Tripti's time for about 5 days. Tripti is going to office by a two-wheeler, right? Or all of you are going office by a two-wheeler. And this is the time taken to reach the office. What was our experience? 40 minutes. But what is that our data is saying? 40, 42, something like that. Do you see a variation in the data?
Yeah, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Imagine it is applicable for each one of you.
Yes, sir.
Generally you reach office in 40 minutes, but when I collect the data, your readings are like this. And now I am asking each one of you the question. Why you took extra 2 minutes here on the second day? Do you think my question makes sense? Do you think you will be able to answer my question? Is it easy or difficult?
Difficult.
Easy, sir.
Difficult.
Question is easy, but answer is difficult,
It's
right?
difficult. Yeah.
So what is this, sir? Extra 2 minutes you are asking, what is the reason? Even if you
Signal.
no, but you will be able to control even 1 or 2 minutes also. It is difficult, right? Always what I'm trying to say is there will be some variation always. Look here, almost all the numbers are close to 40 only. So plus or minus 1 minute, plus or minus 2 minutes is, is not that critical. And the reason for the variation is common cause. If you are not able to explain the reason for the variation, the variation is considered to be common cause variation. Clear?
Natural.
Another fine day, you reach office in just 25 minutes. Now I am asking you the question. How do you reach within 25 minutes today? Generally, you take about 40 minutes. I could see here. This is the trend. But one day you reached office in 25 minutes. Now, do you think you will be able to explain now?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me some reason now why people could reach office early?
Some special event.
Or the
Holiday,
transport
holiday
The
for
vehicle.
Yes. And now that's a lockdown day. So there is no vehicle on the road. And now you are the only person driving the vehicle on the road. So you reached early. And now this number, this variation is a common cause or a special cause?
special cause.
Special cause.
So looking at a number, you can understand whether the reason for the variation is common cause or a special cause. Common cause means you can't explain. If you can't explain, leave it. But special cause, you will be able to explain. If you can explain, I'm asking you, why don't you fix it? So that you're always on the target, right? And now another day, it takes 55 minutes for you to reach the office. Is it common cause or special cause?
Special.
Special cause.
Because it was raining on the way. So you took extra minutes. It took 55 minutes. Another day you took 1 hour 40 minutes. Now what is this? Common cause or special cause?
Special.
This is special cause. Because you met your girlfriend on the way. So you decided to spend 1 hour in a coffee shop. So you took 1 hour 40 minutes. So number can easily help you understand. Number can help you understand whether the variation is common cause variation or special cause variation. Right? So the first one is common cause. All remaining 3 are special cause. Now, the process that is operating with only chance cause of variation or common cause of variation is said to be in statistical control. But a process that is operating in the presence of assignable cause is said to be out of control process. Out of control means statistically out of control, right? Yeah. If your process is statistically in control, you can consider your process as stable. So achieving stability is the primary job. Achieving stability, achieving statistical control is the primary job. Achieving stability is called statistical process control. Statistical process control or stable or statistical control means you will get all the points inside the control limit. If this is happening, then you can improve the process. So you can understand whether your process is under statistical control or not using your tool called control chart. If you can achieve stability, you can improve capability. If you can achieve stability, you can improve capability. But if stability is not there, there is no point of talking about capability. Stability is like foundation of the building. Only when foundation is strong, you can think about ground floor, first floor, and all those things. When stability itself is a problem, there is no point talking about capability. Sigma level and all those things, stuff you are saying, you are speaking is good, but you should speak only when your results are stable, right? So first requirement is process should be under statistical control. And now capability improvement. How can I improve the capability? I can improve the capability by two ways. One is I will move the control limit towards the center. Can somebody tell me how can I move the control limit towards the center? When I move the control limit towards the center, what will happen to my sigma level?
It will increase.
Very good. When I move the control limit towards the center, my process width will come down. When my process width goes down, my sigma level will go up. So one way you can improve the results in your company is move the control limit toward the center. How can I move the control limit toward the center? I will reduce the standard deviation. Sometimes, in order to improve the result, you may have to move the mean to target. This is called shifting. Move the mean to target. Your center line should be moved towards the target, right? So these are the two ways by which you can improve the results in your company, and that capability is what we are trying to measure in terms of the sigma level. So a process which is under statistical control will have common cost variation, will have random cost variation, will have unassignable cost of variation, and all are correct. Can you tell me which could be the correct answer?
Common cost.
Common costs. But what is random cost?
So special case.
No.
Next.
Random cost is not special cost. So random cost variation, common cost variation are same. Same.
I think all correct.
All are correct.
Assignable cost.
Option 4.
Very good. Unassignable cost of variation, random variation, common cost variation, normal variation. These are all same. You must understand all these words. An out of control process.
Yes,
An out of control process will have special cost variation, will have common cost variation, and will have both common cost and assignable cost variation. Which is the best answer?
Special cost, sir.
See, always you have to look for the best answer, not just the correct answer. Kishore's answer is correct answer, but I want the best answer.
Both, sir.
Both.
Because random variable.
Because always the common cost variation will be there, which you cannot avoid. Right? But when the process is out of control, in addition to the common cost, your special costs or assignable costs or non-random costs will also join. So as out of control process will have both. We can improve a process which is statistically out of control. Is it true or false?
False.
Definitely false.
False, sir.
False.
False.
Perfect. If a process is statistically out of control, what should be our immediate goal? Our goal is statistical process control or statistical process improvement?
Statistical process control.
Very good. If you are not able to maintain the points within the control limits, first of all, try to get all the points within the control limits.
Process control.
That itself could be a project. Achieving the stability, achieving the statistical control itself is a project. If that happens, then you can try to improve the process. Now we are going to discuss a case